Welcome to your Scan Your Story podcast, and thank you for tuning in. I wanted to talk about the truth on motivation. A lot of times, people think you need motivation and to stay motivated in order to accomplish your goals. But let me tell you one thing I've learned. I don't always have motivation. I don't always feel motivated. But I know one thing, I'm going to always accomplish my goals. And the reason for that is because it's all about determination, dedication, and routine. Adding structure to your life can help you reach your goals even when you're not feeling motivated. People wait until they feel the momentum or motivation in order to accomplish the things. Oh, I don't feel like it today, so I'm going to hold it off. I don't feel like God, gave this to me at this time, so I'm going to hold it off. We're always waiting for a sign. We're always waiting for a feeling. And I've realized that is not how you accomplish goals. Goal settings is simple, but it's not always easy. The hard part is being consistent. But the only way you can be consistent is to not act off of just feeling. If you always feel like you need to wait for a sign or motivation in order to accomplish a goal, you will stay inconsistent. That's what I learned along my journey. So if you are a spiritual person and you're praying for the motivation, or you're trying to figure out how to stay motivated, pray for discipline. Pray for structure and routine, and pray for consistency. But let me teach you just a few simple steps that I started to implement so I can stay consistent. Believe it or not, as much as you see me online, as much as you see me pushing out content, and as much as you see me not giving up on my business, no matter how slow or fast the season is, it's really because of the systems that I have implemented in my life, even in my lifestyle. Because being motivated and waiting for the momentum will keep you stuck and stagnant and procrastinating. And I used to be one of the biggest procrastinators, acting off feeling and emotion. How I got out of that is realizing that it wasn't until I added systems such as doing the dishes was one of the chores that I dreaded for years. I will sweep, I will scrub a toilet, I will do anything to avoid doing those dishes. As a teenager growing up, it just was one of my pet peeves. Wet food, crumbs, dirty dishes, like ew, not me. Most of the time I used to keep my nails done, so of course I'm not trying to mess up my manicure for no wet, dirty dishes. But we gotta eat, right? And I am a woman, no longer a teenager. So what I've done, instead of creating dish days and chores, in my house, I have 2 sinks and I put a dish rack on one side. So whenever we eat, we wash our dish as soon as we finish eating, and we put the dish in the dish rack as soon as we finish, so it's drying. That sounds like a very simple system, but that system is what works for me and my household. So we eliminated dish days. I don't no longer dread doing the dishes because they're already done just from implementing that simple step and routine. And although we do have a dishwasher in our home, I felt like just rinsing them out and putting in the dishwasher and running extra water and running up the bill is extra when all I have to do is literally at that moment wash the dish in the spoon and set it to the side to dry. Such an easy system. My kids are even doing it to now where we don't ever have to worry about a dirty dish in our sink again. This does not take motivation. This just took structure and routine. And as we got into a routine of doing it, it became simple and easy. And that's what I want you to implement in every area of your life. When it started to come to the content, automating things became so much simpler than having to batch out content or figure out what I'm going to post this day. If I keep myself ahead of the game, weeks at a time, a week at a time, even a couple days at a time, and writing things down, that kept me consistent. So even days when I didn't have the motivation and don't feel like doing something, it's already done. Us as entrepreneurs, as parents, or just ambitious people in general, we can wear many hats. It can feel exhausting. And then we're waiting for the momentum and motivation to push us to accomplishing these goals. But the truth is, motivation is always going to come and go. And if you wait on that, you will be one of the most ambitious, inconsistent person on earth. And that used to be me. When I got into rituals and routines and writing things down, everything became more practical than a feeling. So I'm able to push through even on days when I'm not feeling motivated. And that's what keeps me seeing the results that I want to see in reaching these goals. So one tip that I'm going to say is definitely, especially for me as a tactile learner and a hands-on person, write it down. Get it out of your head. When you have a thought or a plan and it's just sitting there in your head, it starts to be information overload and you get scattered and all over the place. You need a clear vision. You need a clear routine. When things get clearer, it gets easier. So writing it down on a piece of paper in your notes on your phone will help you stay motivated. Even if you're not, you will be disciplined, which is even better than motivation itself. Once you get into writing things down, I also want you to create systems. Create things that's going to work better for you so things can flow. Even the hardest, most dreading thing can feel easy when you have a certain system in place. Whatever that system may look like for you, like for me with the dishes, I need you to create that for yourself and implement it in different areas of your life. Also, another thing, staying around people who are empowered to push you and hold you accountable. You can't be around people who are very performative or who don't hold themselves accountable, who always projecting on people or criticizing people, because those are the people who are not going to push you to your next level. You need people around you who are constantly encouraging you, empowering you, and speaking life into you. The ones who's not loud and needs to put on a show for the rest of the world to see. I'm talking about real, genuine people who can hold themselves accountable enough to reflect on their actions and what they're projecting, but then also able to speak the truth into you to where you can reflect on yourself. There's been so many times people told me, wow, I never had anyone tell me like it is the way you've done. I never had anyone speak their mind the way you have. And how are you doing this? Like, it's not because I'm being hard on the person or critical on a person. I'm being real with myself. And if I can be real with myself and sit back and reflect, if I can be able to learn how to apologize when I'm wrong, when I'm able to hold myself accountable, I have no choice but to do the same for the people around me. And the people that appreciate it is the people who want growth. The people who don't see it that way are the people who wear the mask, performative, loud, and doing it for a clap or a pat on the back. Those are going to be your energy drainers along the way. And you don't want people like that in your life. Eventually, the mask will fall off, and you will see it never was about you and your growth. It was all about them and their favor. So make sure that the community or the people that you're surrounded by truly and genuinely want to see you win. And also want to empower you to be your best self. I've learned over time, cutting things, people, places, and things out of my life that was no longer serving me was actually exactly what I needed to stay motivated. To give me the clear vision, to cut out the noise and the distractions. Because sometimes distractions can come off looking like support, glitter, and gold, but in all actuality, it's just steering you further and further from the things that you need to do for your life and for you to be able to accomplish what it is that is going to get you to your next level of elevation. Another thing that I found to keep me motivated is not just empowerment, but inspiration. I either listen to podcasts, watch sermons, or videos on different platforms that I know will inspire me. Because when I'm inspired, it adds fuel to my fire to keep me going. Knowing that someone that came before me can do it, I know I can do it too. And you want to always make sure you find the things that keep you inspired every single day. Sometimes it can look like affirmations. Some days it can look like just sermons. Sometimes it can just be music. Whatever it is for you that inspires you, keep it close by, like a little handy dandy toolbox that each time you need a little bit of pick-me-up, you can pull out the inspiration toolbox and give you just what you need to be able to accomplish your next goal. Another thing is movement. Whether it's 10-15 minute walk, whether if it's working out, going to the gym, dancing, stretching, yoga, I promise you, it helps with clarity. And when you get clarity, and it pushes out all the distractions, and your body feels loose and good and no tension, is when you're able to perform at your best. And when you're able to perform at your best, you're able to accomplish even the littlest things, and those little things can stack up and compound over time to your big win. But since we're speaking about wins, I want you to also celebrate your wins. No matter how big or small, celebrating yourself is what builds momentum, build drive. Don't overlook and count yourself out because you think, oh, no one noticed, or, oh, this win wasn't big enough. You're not on this earth to impress anyone. You're on this earth to evolve, to be better. And regardless of how big or how small you consider and measure that step to be, you did better than you did the day before. And that's all that matters. And eventually, with it compounding over time, you'll realize it's a snowball effect. Each day, those little wins are adding up. Count your blessings and appreciate them. Stay in gratitude. And that's what's going to help you accomplish your next big win. So I hope these few tips help you. And just also knowing the truth about motivation, you're not going to feel motivated every day. You're not meant to feel motivated every day. But what you are to do is to hold yourself accountable. Come up with systems to make life easier for yourself, because you don't have to work harder. You just need to work smarter. And staying consistent with a routine. Being empowered with people and like minds, so that way when you're hard on yourself, you have someone that can elevate and speak life back into you. And until next time, thank you for tuning in to Your Skin, Your Story. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.